Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Got my Urilo single hop IPA. Look at that. Trying to get rid of that keg. Well, now that I know I don't need any more beers out of that keg. Good beer. You guys can check out my review of the beer. Of the hop, not the beer. So, what have I been up to? Let's take a look over here. You can see I've got a mess, but that's my garage. So I've done these pull-through bulkheads from brewhardware.com. I've installed those in all of my kegels and in all my half-inch ports. I haven't done anything on these small ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave those the way they are. Having done that, I've also had to open up these holes in both of my false bottoms. Let's see. I'll show you. These are my altered dip tubes. So there is the half-inch coupler, and I've added 1.5 piece of tubing to the end of that. Did the easy way. Then I went in and added another 1/2-inch coupler to the end of that. That'll get me down close to the bottom of the keg. And it'll get me to the, this will get me out to the middle of the keg, and that'll get me closer to the bottom. So I've outlined that, this stuff on my video following the intro that I'm doing now. I've yet to finish that one. I'll do that one soon. And I gotta wash everything up and make sure everything's good and clean. The same with my kegs. I gotta wash those. But that's what I'm up to. Let's see, just got back from Gatlinburg, as my dad would say. So just got back from Gatlinburg. Not beer drinker friendly. There's some craft beer, not a whole lot, not a large quantity of craft beers down there, especially local breweries. It's just non-existent at this point. So let's see, but it was hot down there. Didn't get a whole lot of rain there. It was hot up here in southern Ohio, but we got a lot of rain. So when I got back, my garden looked extraordinary. My hops are going nuts. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get some clips of that. And so hopefully you guys, you fathers out there, or stepdads, all that, hope you guys had a good Father's Day this past Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and end this because I don't have a whole lot going on. I got my double IPA still sitting in primary. I'm probably going to pull a sample off of that probably this week at some point. And I still got my lager sitting in that fermenter right there. I think one plan I'm going to do there, I'm going to let it go for 3 weeks. Then I'm going to kind of drop the temperature down a little bit, since it's doesn't really need so much a lager, since it's California ale, the steam beer yeast doesn't really need a lagering period. I'm going to go ahead and kind of step it down to say about 50 degrees, and they'll probably keg at that point. Then carb it, put some gelatin in there and fining agent there, and do that. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the clips, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. See you. Alright, lighting sucks. But I've got the pull-through bulkhead in. Yet to solder it. I'm getting ready to do that right now. I'm gonna put some flux in there, put the ring of solder in there, and heat her up, and go to town. So here we go. I'll get some pictures of that next. Alright, now I've got that in there, and I've got it soldered. I needed to pull it in a little bit more, a little closer to the wall, but looks good. This is my hot liquor tank, so the hardest thing is you're heating down here and you can't see what's going on in there, so you got to heat a little bit, then take a look, heat a little bit, and take a look. So one other thing I need to do is I need to make sure I take a screwdriver or something and push that solder down into the joint. There's a little bit of solder on the side of the coupler, which is not a big deal. It all flowed down into the dimple as designed, so I just need to do a little bit better job, and now I know a little bit more about it. So there it is, mostly back together, 90% back together, 95%. I got to put in my dip tube. I've got to get some couplers, and I need to cut just some more copper tubing and extend that out about 1.5 inches so I can get down to the center of that. So I'll do that. I'll get enough to do all my kettles, and I'll proceed from there. It's hot out today. Father's Day, Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Got my hot liquor tank done. I got my boil kettle done. Got some cleaning to do. Got my dip tubes back together. That joint there looks awesome. That's how I wanted them all to look, but unfortunately not. Let's see if I can get a better shot. That one down there. That one down there looked like it got, I think it may have gotten a little bit too hot, but it's in there. I think it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. And so far as my dip tubes, this is my hot liquor tank. I ended up just taking the ferrule off of it, putting the coupler on that, and putting 1.5 inch long piece in the end, and putting the new ferrule and nut. Then I've already had this cobbled up with that coupler at the end, so it was just the angle's different now. It sits it up away from the bottom of the kegel, so I put a piece here, and that's about 3/8 sticking out of the bottom of that, which gets me right about to where I was. So in this one, did the same thing. I took the ferrule off and the nut off, put 1.5 inch piece of copper in there, soldered on the coupler, and on this one I just took another coupler and soldered on the end, and that gets me back down to pretty much where I was, give or take an 1/8 inch or so. So now I used all my couplers. I only bought see 1, 3. I actually need 5, so the rest of these just may wait. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and that's what it's going to take to get it done. Alright, everything's done, other than the dip tubes. I need to go buy one more coupler so I can extend it down towards the bottom of the kegel. One thing I had to do, I had to open up these holes here so that the larger diameter coupler can go through there, but that was pretty simple with a step bit. But my thoughts, these things are great. It's a great idea. You can get this from brewinghardware.com. This Bobby M site. So the only bitch about the whole entire thing is this screw. It's probably, if I had to take a guess, it's a grade 5, so it really needs to be like a grade 8, something a little harder. I did 5 of these today in the threads. I don't know if I could get 2 more, 1 more, 2 more out of it. The threads are starting to gall up and pull on them, so I really had to wrench to get this off. But besides that, it works like a charm. Looks pretty good. No other complaint about it. Just a little bit harder screw, or a little bit harder nut. And besides that, it's great. All right, let's walk out to the garden. So, got my peppers and some onions, zucchini, cucumbers. All this stuff's just about doubled in size. Yeah, I need to use the trimmer and trim up all the weeds. I was going to do that yesterday after I mowed, but started it up and it was out of all the line came out of it. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be lazy and not fill it. I'll do it later." But anyway, these hops. Look at that. It's all the way up there. That's probably a good 7 feet now. And that thing was smaller than that. So these things have probably doubled in size in the last week, just to the 3.5+ inches of rain. These are my tomatoes. Caged those, staked them yesterday. Then these are my sunflowers. And these damn things also probably doubled in size. So yeah, things are looking up. One thing is I haven't done. I think a lot of guys, they all trim off all these little small runners from the bottoms of their hops and just let the main ones grow vertically. But I've been trying to make them climb on top of themselves once they get a little bit larger or longer. So, I don't know. It's the first year, so I'm not really that worried about it. But if you guys think it's a good idea to go ahead and trim them out, and let the more established vines take the nutrients instead of trying to share with all those nutrients. Yeah, that'd be great to know too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this and call it a day. Thanks for watching, guys.